play well. You go week by week. You can have a heck of a game at wideout and have one catch. So it's not necessarily the stats. It's week by week evaluation, growth, things like that determines whether or not you play well.
How much are you going to miss that trio of seniors?
A lot. I'm starting to miss them already.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean they obviously were great players, but they're great guys. They're great for the room. They're great people to coach. So I'm gonna miss that part about it.
Hey Keith, what do you think Jordan's chances of making it to the next level are?
I think he's got a good chance. I don't know, what they have, where they have him evaluated at in terms of rounds or whatnot. But I've seen guys like him, be successful in the league.
Have you got a chance to interact with Dante? I just saw you talking over there with him a little bit. What's he like?
Dante is good. I knew him already, so I've known Dante. So he's a good guy. Yeah, no doubt about it. Got a great last name. We might be family.
You guys might do some one-on-one work together at practice. I mean, like against each other. He's coming out here with the gloves. And
yeah, we might. It's got to be a hot day though. It's got to be a warm day. It's going to take me a long time to warm up.
Yeah.
Just hiring him, what did you notice it did already with you already had a presence out in LA, but having him now on board with kids knowing him, what kind of immediate impact did you notice with that hire on the trails?
Well, he was already recruiting some guys there, so you see the impact there immediately by the fact that they're interested in Nebraska, or if we were already recruiting them, they're still interested, or maybe even more interested in it. So you can see the impact immediately just because of the different guys that he was already on, and then now we also have a chance at him.
How much more intel did he maybe give you on some stuff, maybe and vice versa? Did you guys have a lot of intel that you could share just with your connections and knowledge?
Yeah.
And how helpful could that be?
Real helpful, and then also if you know the same people, two is better than one in a lot of ways. So yeah, that's been really good.
Chris Jones out there mentioned JD was a handful to deal with for him as a scout team guy. I mean, you maybe haven't been able to work as closely with him during the season, I don't know, but how have you felt about where he is kind of going into next year?
Well, Taz is an animal. He goes hard, number one. He goes hard every play, and he's quick, and he's stronger than you think, maybe based on his stature. And so, yeah, he's definitely a handful for whoever. So I can see that.
Taz is the nickname?
Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
Being around football too, like he is, I mean, does he have just like different IQ of the game, being the son of an NFL GM and kind of being from a family like he is?
Not necessarily IQ, but he has a focus, for a young guy that's rare in terms of being ready to practice, being ready to go, paying attention to detail. So you can tell that he's been around a football family in that way.
Any under-the-radar guys, as you think a little bit about next year, that have impressed you?
On the team now?
Yeah, receivers.
They're all under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Stan mentioned Connor Young.
Oh, CY gets busy, but he's under the radar until he does it in the games.
Keith, when Western Camp's gone and Riley's gone and Alonzo's gone, what do you ask Stanley to do differently or better or take on?
That's a good question. Well, just basically, continue his personal growth. I don't want him to do anything outside of his character or outside of his comfort level per se. But he knows. I mean, he's ready to. Him and DP are ready to be leaders in that room, and he understands that. He's excited about the transition in terms of being a leader and some of the extra things that he's going to do.
What are you going to need him to be different on the field too? If you take away three guys that caught 200 passes or whatever it's been between.
Right. He's just going to have to make more plays, make all the plays, just continue his personal growth as a wideout. He can only do what he can do, but whatever he can do, I want him to do at the highest level he can.
He acted like he knew personally he's got his ceilings a ways away.
What'd you say?
He seemed like he knows personally his ceilings a ways away still. How does he get that, and what's he need to do to tap into?
Just like anything else, he needs to work hard, just take that next step. Just like this year, he's obviously a better player than he was last year, so he's got to continue to work hard, pay close attention to detail on the technique, and become even more comfortable with the offense in itself. I'm gonna move him around some, and so that'll help him probably make some different type of plays.
And he has that versatility to kind of do some different things.
Yeah, he does, and I've dabbled with him in different positions already, and so he understands that he's more comfortable at multiple positions than he was at first. So that'll probably be more prevalent as we go along.
What do you know about Tennessee? Just early look at the Vols right now.
They're probably what you guys would already think, really athletic, have some great players, and they play hard. Their secondaries, they've been banged up. They got some guys back, so they'll be ready to play.
Do you believe in momentum from bowl wins? I mean, it's a 9-month period from
Right.
the bowl game to the next, but can that carry over if you get a win there? What do you think?
If from the last bowl,
Or this game, just
momentum
win.
if we win,
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it puts you in a better place mentally as you come back and get ready to work than it would off a loss. So I think at least there's some momentum initially when you get back, for sure.
I apologize if you've been asked about this, but
I already know what you're gonna say. How do I feel about Westy? So and Riley leaving. You guys just try to rub it in, man. Oh, no doubt about it.
what have you seen from J.D. Spielman just these couple periods and kind of as he's matured and grown throughout his freshman year? You haven't been able to work with him as much.
Right.
But just, what have you kind of seen from him?
You're right. I haven't been able to work with him as much, but you can tell he's a better player. I've worked with him enough to where he has developed. His technique has grown. He got here because he didn't really play wideout at all in high school, so he's he was starting from scratch, and he's definitely farther along in technique and just the wideout details in general. So you can definitely see that he's starting to understand the plays to some degree, as much as he can be, based on the fact that he hasn't really been involved. So yeah, I've seen him grow. He's been on a steady climb.
How valuable is it for you to be able to work with him with the extra periods, the extra reps in these bowl practices?
It's great. It's great because, as you well know, as soon as we're done with this bowl, those guys we're all rolling. And so the more that I can work with them, the better.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
You've been to Nashville before.
Yeah, the convention. I'm just because of the convention's been like 5 times. I want to say the convention was there the year before last.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, so just for that reason, though.
You get the sense, though, are the guys looking forward to going there and playing an SEC team from your early read on it?
Yeah, it's excited. It's going to be a good game. It's a bowl game, so you always feel good about making it to a bowl. We had a good season, so guys are excited just to play.